Rags to riches tales like Aladdin and Oliver Twist are just a fantasy to most. But did you know that some of your favorite top celebrities made the journey from starving artist to caviar dreams? Here are the top 10 celebrities you had no idea used to be homeless. And stay for the honorable mentions to see if your favorite celebrity made the list. Or add them yourself at ranker.com. Before she was J-Lo, she was Jenny from the Block. And before that, she was a fly girl. And before that, she was secretly sleeping in dance studios because she didn't have enough money for rent. But changing in bathroom stalls and skipping out on much-needed showers ended up being totally worth it. Jennifer Lopez's current net worth is estimated over $400 million. That famous tush alone carries a $27 million insurance policy. My butt's not worth $250,000, but I did find a $5 bill in my pocket while doing laundry, so drinks on me, baby! The late Steve Jobs is considered one of the most important innovators of our time. But before he became the face of Apple, he was a poor college student who crashed on his friend's dorm room floor and collected bottles to exchange for cash. In a commencement speech at Stanford, Jobs admitted to walking 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week from the Hare Krishna temple. I can't even get up to open the front door for Postmates! That meal must have been really freaking delicious to walk 14 miles round trip. Not only is she immensely talented, but this Academy Award winner is one of the most beautiful women to grace this planet. It is hard to imagine that this talented powerhouse lived on the streets. In an interview with Reader's Digest, Halle Berry said, "It taught me how to take care of myself and that I could live through any situation, even if it meant going to a shelter for a small stint or living within my means, which were meager." Obviously, this goddess is unbreakable and we should all bow down to her glory. We're not worthy! We're not worthy! Tyler Perry is one of the most successful men to make their millions posing as cantankerous elderly women in Hollywood. But who would have known that the mastermind behind the Medea franchise used to live in his car when he was an unknown playwright in Atlanta? According to Forbes, as of 2019, Tyler Perry's net worth is around $600 million. If I were to convert that into old people terms, that's roughly worth 109 million tubes of Bengay and over 46 million canisters of Metamucil. Kelly Clarkson gave up a lot to come out to LA in 2001. She put college on hold after receiving 2 musical scholarships and took several jobs to pay for a demo. And then her apartment burned down, with everything in it. Fortunately for Kelly, this happened right around the time the auditions for the first season of American Idol opened up, and the rest is history. In a notable moment from the show, Kelly showed off her rockstar tube top ensemble that she made out of an old pair of jeans and joked, "I'm gonna be a fashion designer if this doesn't work out." I know it was the early 2000s and the stitching was impeccable, but based on her shirt, so glad Kelly's music career panned out. Daniel Craig, better known as James Bond, had not a cent to his name when he first moved to London at 15 years old. He took a job working part-time at a restaurant and studied acting in the National Youth Theatre. But he still had to sleep on park benches to get by. Marina Pepper, current Liberal Democratic counselor in Essex, one-time Playboy model, and more importantly, ex-girlfriend of Daniel Craig, remembers a time when Craig crashed at her apartment for a while after meeting him at a bar in Notting Hill. She looks back at the experience fondly because the dude is super hot. However, I'm sure it wasn't awesome realizing the main reason your boyfriend wanted to move in with you was because parks at night are scary, and it's freaking freezing in England. The 2-time Oscar-winning actress certainly dealt with her fair share of struggles in life. Her parents separated when she was 15 years old, and her mother was left with only $75 and a mobile card after the split. Hillary's mom took that $75 and drove her daughter down to Los Angeles in their '88 Oldsmobile in hopes to kickstart her daughter's career. After a couple of weeks of living in their car, Hillary was able to land her first acting role in the film Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Damn, does it pay off to have a mama who believes in your talents? If only my mother let me take those accordion lessons as a kid, and I could have been the next North American polka king, Walter Ostanek. This famous comedian has a little bit of everything. A radio show, a daytime talk show, and a best-selling book telling women the easiest way to find a husband is adapting to toxic masculinity. But before he was emasculating Asian men on TV for laughs, Steve Harvey was living in his car and sending all of his paychecks to his ex-wife in order to support their 2 children. He struggled for 3 years before getting his big break as the host of Showtime at the Apollo. Before she was our favorite sassy, sweet-talking inmate on Orange is the New Black, Natasha Lyonne was a teen actor who fell on hard times. Although landing acting jobs in such movies as American Pie, But I'm a Cheerleader, and Slums of Beverly Hills, Natasha became dependent on drugs. It led her down a dark path of arrest warrants, evictions, and health issues. Currently, Natasha Lyonne has found a newfound freedom in her sobriety and has gone on to produce, direct, and star in her own critically acclaimed Netflix series Russian Doll. She also directed an episode of Orange is the New Black in its 7th season. Jim Carrey is one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. In 2008, he earned $30 million for starring in the movie Yes Man, and currently has a net worth of $150 million. But growing up, he came from very meager beginnings. He opened up to James Lipton on Inside the Actor Studio about his childhood, saying, "My father was a musician who got a regular job to support his children. When he lost his job, that's when everything fell apart. We went from lower middle class to poor. We were living out of a van. I quit school at the age of 15 to begin working to help my family as a janitor." Jim Carrey went on to star in a few low-budget movies in the 80s, but didn't really become a household name until In Living Color. Did we mention David Letterman lived out of his pickup truck when he first moved to LA? And Lil' Kim and her mother lived out of their car when she was just a girl, which sounds far more daunting. We admire the inspiring perseverance of all of these artists. If we left anyone out, visit Ranker.com to make your voice known. Or for more Rankworthy, subscribe now and get the pop culture news you crave, served piping hot 3 times a week right here on Snap.